All righty, here we go. Brand new Flyers Daily for the 12th of September, 2025. Flyers Daily, as always, presented by Ticketmaster. Make more memories live. I was at the rink yesterday. It was the opening on-ice sessions of the 2025 rookie camp. It felt great. I was so pumped up to be there watching hockey, and I will be at the PPL Center tonight and tomorrow at 5 o'clock to watch the Flyers rookies take on the Rangers rookies. By the way, I got a huge response for tickets. I'm going to be giving away 4 pairs of tickets for the game on Friday and 4 pairs of tickets for the game on Saturday. I'm going through, after I get done the podcast tonight, recording, we're doing this Thursday night, I will reply to 4 different people with a pair of tickets attached. If you do not get a reply from me, I am sorry. Tickets are available at the PPL Center website or at the building. They're not expensive tickets. Still go to the game, enjoy the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I only had so many I could give away, and I thank everybody that sent me an email for a response looking to go to the game. So hopefully you got a pair from me. If you didn't and you'd still like to go to the game. It will be a fantastic time to see this sport that we love back on the ice. Yeah, it won't be an NHL game. Yeah, it won't even really be a preseason game. It's a rookie game, but that's okay. It's about the little before the meal hors d'oeuvres. This is a before the season hors d'oeuvre, the first of many. So can't wait to be there. By the way, if you go to the game, you see me, say hello. I love talking to people. I love saying hello. So can't wait for tonight. Now, as far as the guy that was running the practice yesterday and the guy that will be coaching the game tonight and tomorrow night, that's John Snowden. He replaces Ian LaPerriere as the head coach of the LeHigh Valley Phantoms. John's been there a while as an assistant. I never really talked to him, never really got to know him, but I had a chance to sit down with him yesterday to get to know John Snowden. And by virtue of that, you're going to get to know him as well. So here is my sit-down conversation with Phantoms head coach John Snowden. It is Flyers Daily from rookie camp, and we're with the new head coach of the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, John Snowden. John, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
How did it feel to be back on the ice for day one with all the rooks?
It was excellent. Obviously, it's been a long summer preparing, and for myself, just going over every different scenario in my head, and then finally getting to roll it out and today and see the players kind of work through the practice plan and us as a staff working together, and then seeing these rookies kind of grasp the concepts that we threw. We threw a lot at them in one day, and they did an excellent job.
How much different is it for you? You were on the staff, so you know a lot of these guys. There's a familiarity there. That's always a good thing. But running the show now in totality, along with your staff, what's that dynamic like for you?
It's what I want to do. That's how I envision myself as a coach in general. I've always liked being an assistant. I've been an assistant. I've been ahead. I've done both sides of it. But I think my personality and then just who I am it fits more of the head coaching mold. So just getting back at it today and seeing our staff work together and just making sure the drills keep moving, the pucks are moving, and the guys don't really have to stop. I thought we executed it really well today.
As someone who played, by the way, you played for, I think, 19 different teams since you left the USNTDP. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I knew I played for a lot. There was a lot in the minors and the ECHL and Central League. There was a lot of teams that would be one and done, or they'd fold because they just didn't have the finances. So 19, that's an impressive number.
I imagine you never really packed the suitcases away. Like they were always at the ready, right?
I guess, yeah, they were. I mean, I think my wife and I still now are just always like, we're a minimalist family. Our kids get exactly what they need, and we don't put a whole lot when it comes to the walls. But we've made Lehigh a different feel for us here, and we're excited to be here for a while.
What is that difference in your opinion of being the head coach versus an assistant? A lot of times the assistant coach is kind of like the good cop, and the head coach is the bad cop. How do you see that?
I'm not a person that really sees the good cop, bad cop. I want a really good relationship with the players. I want them to like me. I'm not really going to be upset if they don't, because I understand that's going to happen, right? I'm not going to appease to every single player, but my biggest message is I want them to believe in me, right? If they believe in me, then and my staff, then they're going to believe in what we're doing. So my job is to make them believe that. If that means that I have to challenge you in a day, I'm going to challenge you. But I'm not going to challenge you by just telling you something. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to give you the reason why. And anyway, I'm not the biggest screamer and yeller when it comes to like messaging. My messaging more is like I'm very consistent with how I do it. If I think I need to take a bite, I'll take a bite. But like with that, it's like those, like that aggressive like bites that you want to take at your team. You only have so many bullets, right, before it becomes just white noise. So I want to save those. And for me, we just got to teach. Like that's what my job. We're teachers, right? We're teaching, and that's what our job is.
Yeah, one of the things you mentioned in your availability that about the development model and how important development is for your job. Your job is to get these guys ready to make this next step to the best league in the world. What is the development model philosophically in your eyes?
Well, just in the talks that, obviously myself and Danny and Jonesy and Al McCulley and Brent Flair and then Talk and his staff is like, we want to create an environment where we're hard to play against players. So when we set out our model, I'm not a believer in development ice when you get out there is like everybody's on the ice. Like if you want to do development, you have to break things down. You have to be able to go through things a little bit slower when the pace isn't super high and talk through it, feel the play, feel whatever the skill is that we're working on, put guys under pressure, but maybe under pressure where we control and put constraints to what the pressure looks like, and then we build it out. But I think if you do it in smaller groups, smaller settings where we can talk about it, we can feel it, we can slow it down, and then when we get into practice, we'll try to take what we're working on that day and we'll drop drills into practice where it's going to be more of a live situation. How are you going to problem solve it? How are you going to react to it when the game is at game speed? So those are little things that we're going to work through. I think before we'd have development days and everybody be on the ice. Well, now I'm going to look to put pockets throughout the whole season where every single day, for the most part, and depending on what the schedule looks like, it will be maybe it's a 20-minute development hit before practice where there's
breakdown in groups,
5-6 forwards on the ice, 5-6D on the ice, 5D, maybe 4D with their development coaches, and they're going to work through some little things with them and just continue to grow the game. Maybe the next day will be the other group that didn't go on, and then so we'll just keep hammering them with all the little skills that we're going to identify as an organization that needs to be a priority for us, and then we'll just build it out as we go.
Each player needs different things because some guys have natural abilities to pull pucks off the wall, whatever it might be. Yeah. How do you individualize and kind of tailor that development to the individual?
Yeah, that's always the hard thing when it comes to the in-season stuff, right? But those are where we got to look at our schedule where we have blocks of like, we got a week of practice. Well, sometimes it's hard to practice for a week, right? Because you just run out of things to do, and the guys it's just like it gets boring, right? So that's where maybe early in the week we don't play till Friday, but we have Monday through Thursday to practice. Well, let's take the Monday, Tuesday, and we'll take those for just straight development day. So maybe we have 3 different groups that are going on the ice, and we can find from what the development staff and our organization finds for individual players, okay, well, this group that's going on, they need to work on skating. So we're going to work on 25 minutes of skating and edge work. That's who's going on the ice there. The next group needs to work on their wall work. We need to get pucks off the wall and make plays. That group's going on and working on the wall work. Maybe the last one is playing inside of contact. So whatever the skill is that we need to work through, we can identify that and put them in groups on those longer weeks that we can hammer the individual skill that they really need to grow in their game.
How do you teach? How do you develop compete? Because compete is at the NHL level, at the AHL level, you better have it. Yes. And you better have it every time you jump over the boards. How do you teach that part? Because a lot of these players, like you said in their presser, are the best players on their team. And at certain levels, they can go out there, not have to worry about it, and dominate just by how their skill set. Yeah. How do you teach compete at the pro level?
Well, I think it's hard, to really teach the competitive or drive a competitive.
Some guys just have it.
Some guys have it. It's a natural thing, right? But for me, and I would say for Talk as well, for the organization, it's a non-negotiable. We are going to be competitive. So our messaging with everything that we do is hard to play against, right? We're hard to play against. we're in your way. We're holding on to pucks. We get guys in your back. We're comfortable inside of contact. We don't quit on any puck. We're tracking back. We're hard. Like all the little competitive things, we just got to hammer it and we got to demand it. And it's a non-negotiable. Like this is how we're going to be as a Flyers organization. And if you want to be a big part of the Flyers organization, you have to have this. So there's no choice. That's the way I see it. You can't give them a choice. You just got to demand it, and you got to show the moments. Maybe it's not the whole team; it's to the individual. Like this isn't good enough. Like we need more out of you. We need you to be more competitive on this puck. And then if you hammer those points and you demand it every day, and it's something that they hear about every day, like eventually a player that maybe not the most competitive person, he's going to have to do it, right? Because he's going to want to have success.
And it's contagious too, isn't it?
Contagious, yeah. And it starts with us, right?
Yeah.
It starts with us. Are we competitive in the way that we do things? Are we competitive in the way we build a practice? We want it to be better than everybody else's. Our meetings are better than everybody else's. Our rink and our room is better than everybody else's. Like that's where it starts. And then us demanding, like, that's not good enough. We need more. That's not good enough. We need more. That's excellent. That's what we need. That's how we want us to play. Like we just keep hammering, and it's an organizational thing.
And that starts in practice too. Competitiveness is one of those things like accountability. It can't be selective.
No, it can't. And if you like, competition breeds success, right? Like, and if our practices are always competitive, and the players now know that this is a standard, they're going to compete in practice. They're going to eventually start holding themselves accountable. Like we don't have to talk about it anymore. Like you gotta work. Like make it hard for me, because if you make it hard for me, I'm getting better, and you're getting better at the same time. So if all of us are competing all the time and they hold each other accountable, and the room starts running itself, you're going to have 25 guys that are ready to compete every single night, and then you've done your job.
When you got guys coming in, and you'll get guys from all over the world, all different leagues. I mean, you got, Barkey and Bonk coming from the London Knights, who we know how to develop NHL players and that environment. You got guys coming from Europe that are in different situations. How do you navigate the different readiness for the AHL that you have and get everybody kind of on an even playing field? It's probably not even, and that's just the reality of it, but how do you kind of try and get them there as quickly as possible?
It's a good question, because it's a real thing, right? Like some players are going to be different spots than other players, and maybe their development as an individual is just ahead of some other guys. So I think it's how we build out the practices. I think the biggest thing that you have to give the message to players is that what you were is what got you here. Your job is not to change now all of a sudden because you're playing at the pro level. Your job is to hold on to what got you here, because that's why we liked you. And now our job is to build your game out and make you better in all the areas that we need to do. So believe in what you are, and maybe your role is going to change, but you got to buy into that role, and then you got to continue to grow. At the end of the day, for American League guys and for guys that are trying to make it to the NHL, their job is to get themselves ready so when they get in the door, they can close it behind them, turn the key, and not let anybody kick them out of that door again. Yeah. And that's the message that I always want to tell players. When they go up, just get in the door. Don't let them push you out. Like, you know what you need to do. It's going to be a change. It's going to be a little bit faster. It's going to be a little bit stronger. The player's going to be way smarter. But your job is to be competitive, do the things that we ask you to do. And if you do that, shut the door. Don't let them get you out of there again.
And call the electric company, turn the power off in that apartment, and get a new place.
Coming back.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things with today's athlete is they are different. And, a lot of these guys really young, they come in, they're not shaving yet. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about the NHL is the draft eligible players. It's not like the NFL where they're 20, 21 years old, but you do get some guys that are older that are coming from the college game, and you're dealing with that as well. How big of a difference is it that you see in those guys that are freshly drafted rookies to the guys making their rookie debut at, say, 21?
Well, I think body-wise, they look a lot different. Especially guys that have played 3 or 4 years of college. Like, they've been training so hard in college for 3 or 4 years. They've learned to cook and clean on their own because they're living on their own. In junior, you've got billet families that are taking care of that for you. Yes, they're training because everybody trains now. But you look at 21, like 18 to 21, that's a massive year, like a gap in you're just the body growth in an individual. So there are obviously the special players that are 18 and they're ready to make the jump right away. It's because they're smart and they understand the game, and maybe their body's not 100% to where it needs to be, but their brain is what allows them to be there, right? And the college guys, maybe they need a little time, but their body's there, but they just need to understand the game a little bit more, and they need to catch up to what the pro game is. So it's a catch. It's a little bit of both, right? Like I don't think there's a perfect answer for that, but I think college players, more times than not, they've trained for a long time. Their bodies are ready. The junior players, they got to find a way to train a little bit differently. But, we see all sorts of different players that come up.
And Alex Bump fits that equation pretty well. I mean, I've seen just the development of his body over the last couple of years, having that great success at the college level. He comes in, he just looks so confident, just ready to go to the right places on the ice out of instinct.
Yeah, he's an intelligent hockey player. He, especially when it comes to offense, he really just understands where to be. And the thing about him is 97% of the time he's on time when he needs to arrive in the spot that he needs to arrive in. His timing as to getting into areas is excellent. And then the thing about him offensively is that he likes to bring people in. Like if he can bring people in, he's not in a panic at all. Like, where some players where guys are starting to close, like their heart rate jumps and spikes to the roof. Like his actually, it goes down. He's like, all right, this is exactly what I want. There's a play.
Because he sees control.
Because he just sees it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and he's baiting players in, and he knows where we need to go with it, and he's just waiting for them to get vulnerable, have a bad stick, have bad feet. Boop, there's my play, and then I'm jumping to my next one.
The one thing that really stuck out to me in watching him collegiately and then in development camp, and I'm sure we'll see it through this training camp, is I never see the guy turn the wrong way in the offensive zone, peeled to the boards. He always peels to the middle.
Yeah, he's a mindset of I'm attacking the interior.
Yeah,
off entries, he's
even without the puck.
I'm getting to the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, every D zone is built to keep you out of the middle. And the offense is built to get into the middle. And if you have the mindset of I'm always going to be in the middle, somehow you're going to have success.
Yeah, the hardest guys are to defend the ones without the puck, but are always in the right spot.
100%. That's the game, right?
Yeah.
Like there is the point to have the puck and making the play, but the five guys off of it, those are the most important pieces when it comes to offense.
Totally. Last question for you. Mm-hmm. What made you decide to go into coaching? You've been involved in this game your entire life. Yeah. How do you end up here?
Well, I played for 19 teams, as you made very clear.
Plus a few youth teams.
So for me, at one point when I was early in my career, like I was a national team kid, like I was on the radar of a lot of teams. I didn't get drafted where I thought we were going to get drafted when the rankings came out. I didn't get drafted at all, which was a disappointing thing. But as I started to evolve into my career, there was a point where I'm a pretty self-aware person where I was like, I'm never playing in the NHL. But I want to be there.
Yeah.
So how am I going to do that?
What's the path?
So for me, it's not going to be a player. Well, I love the game. It's giving me everything. And I believed my personality was a person that liked to teach. I like to talk. I like to work with young guys. I wanted to always help. So I started probably 5 years into my career, which I played for a long time. I just started taking notes. I had a book that I kept with me under my stall, and I'd write down a drill that I liked. I write down a message that I liked. I write the message that I didn't like. Yeah. This coach did things that I didn't like, and I didn't think went well with our team. This coach was excellent at doing these things, these drills, and these practices.
Watching how people reacted to it?
Yeah, I'd watch the room. I'd listen, but I'd watch the room. How did they feel? How did it make me feel as a player, right? Yeah. And that's one thing as a coach, you can never, if you play the game, you can never lose that feeling of like, what did it feel like to you? Right? Like put yourself in the player's shoes. If we're going to do this, sometimes you're going to do things that the players aren't going to like, and that's your job to do that. Yep. Right? And there's just nothing you can do about it. Like they're not going to like it. So what? You got to move on from that. But there's other things that you got to think about. Like what is it that they're going to like? Like, and if you give players wins, they're going to give you wins, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and you got to have that give and take. It's not a dictatorship anymore. It's a partnership. Like we're a team. And the one thing that a word that I don't like to use when it comes to a team is I hear it a lot in hockey is we're a good group. Our group is so good. Well, to me, it's a group. Like I would rather hear like we're a team. Yeah. Right? Like our coaches, our players, our training staff, our management, everybody, like we're a team. We're not a group because a group is just a group of people. Yeah, a team is a team.
It's a collection.
Right? It's a collection of people, like a team. So when I hear people talk and with our messaging and we're not a group, we're a team. And our coaches are with our players are with our staff, like everybody, we work together because at the end of the day, our job is to make players better and win hockey games. And hopefully we win a championship around the way. And that's what we all want to do because that's why we play the game. And in order to do that, we all got to be on the same page and we all got to believe in each other. And my job is to piss them off sometimes, but also give them some wins because they're gonna want to do things when it's important, you know?
I always said you learn more from the guys who don't know what they're doing than the guys that do, because like you see a guy trying to motivate a player and you just see the player going, your motivation skills ain't working.
Yeah.
Like you're sending me in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
That stuff's important.
Oh yeah. Like you really, you really got to understand who the player is and what makes them tick. A thing that I do when I'm a head coach and I've got new players, and I don't do it with everybody, but like I'll do it with some players this year because I don't know them, is I'll meet with every player individually. I'll bring them into my office and I'll sit them down, and I'm not gonna carry the conversation. I just want to know about them.
Yeah.
Who you are.
Tell me about
where'd you come from? What do you like to do? Like, how's your family? Do you have brothers? Do you have sisters? Like, close as a family.
What do you do to get away from the game?
When you go, do you like to golf? Do you play video games? What is it you do? Yeah. Because then it gives me an insight as to what the player is. And then I might be able to grab 2 words in that conversation, like, that's how I'm going to teach him.
Yeah.
And that's how he needs to be taught.
You learn how he thinks.
Yes.
You play guitar? Okay. Let's break it down.
Maybe he's a little bit more, he's a visual, or he's got to hear it and see it at the same time. Like, because everybody's a different learner, right? There's the auditory, there's the feel-based guys, there's the guys that need a little bit of everything. So you got to understand what they are. And especially when you have a language barrier, you really got to be able to understand that as well. So I make it a point to really get to know the player and not me talk. I want him to talk. Tell me who you are. I'm just going to ask questions. I want you to talk.
That's awesome. So I appreciate the time, man. I'm wishing nothing but huge success. I'm so excited the game's back. First of all, like freaking out, but nothing but success. Looking forward to the rookie game. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks to John Snowden yesterday for taking the time to chat. And I really feel like I got to learn a lot. As everybody knows, I have a very close relationship and have had a very close relationship with Ian LePerrier. He would come on the podcast, and you could tell by the way that he and I would converse that we have a friendship. John, I don't know. It's just more of a professional association. But I'm looking to get to know John, and he's somebody that I want to have on the podcast repeatedly throughout the season because I love checking in with the head coach of the AHL affiliate to find out how guys are developing, how things are going. We're living in the moment of the NHL now, and we'll live in the moment of the NHL this season, but there's big-time future pieces there. Now, there's some that aren't. At rookie camp yesterday, watching a lot of the rookies play, whether it was Jet Lachenko, Denver Barkey, getting to see him on the ice, which was very cool, Carson Bjarnason, and many more. Porter Martone wasn't there because he's collegiate. Van Sagi not there. So we'll get to see those players eventually. They get to see Jack Nesbitt as well. We'll have some interviews on next week's episodes of some of the guys from rookie camp. And as we get into camp, I'm going guest heavy with players, coaches, assistant coaches, guys that are trying to make the team, guys that are going to be on the team, you name it. We're going to go heavy and hard and out of the gate gangbusters on this 25-26 season here on Flyers Daily. So do not miss an episode. Hit the subscribe button, like this episode. Do the same for the podcast feeds. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Whatever you got to do. We're going to have some great content for you. That is my pledge to you, this great audience. So thank you. I want everybody enjoy the game tonight and tomorrow if you're going. Say hello if you see me. Have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday with Bill Meltzer. So everybody, hockey's back. Let's enjoy it. Let's strap in for the ride. Join us Monday on a brand new Flyers Daily.